From the depths of internets, we come to you. Bad news, good news, dead horse beating news. Even no news will stop us. We'll make news. Even if it is in dumpster fire. We bring you integrity, except when it's EA, Ubisoft, Bethesda, Star Citizen, practically all of them. Movies, shows, and other industry bullshit. This totally is not a waste of time, but it sure is. Space Waste News! We got picture? We got picture! And, oh crap, the wrong screen. There we go. It's all good, you know. It's all good. Alright, greetings there, folks, for the Space Waste News of this particular week of basically mid-May. Fuck! March! God damn it. Alright, fuck it, you know, let's just go, I guess. We got news. You want news? We got news. I can't promise news. Of good news.
You guys want to buy some news?
Yeah, kids. Come on. I got some news. Alright, well, we got a few, fuck it, let's just go with the main topic of today. Basically, Elite's Alpha, basically let's be frank, it's a release of, Odyssey, regardless if it is a pre-order bonus or if it's named as Alpha. It's a first public release, and it will count as the fucking release, even though technically, yeah, sure, you can count. The full release is not until, you know, everyone gets to, you know, poke around with it, but fuck it. You know, the first actual glimpses of what the fuck is Odyssey is gonna come in, well, 9 days. So expect interesting things to start happening, you know, the more we get closer to it, and of course, especially on the day off. So, oh boy.
Let me ask you a question. Because I know that both of us watched the pre-made little trailer that they made, and we're like,
Oh, which one? Which one?
The one with the sneaking into the base. Yeah, the mission playthrough.
Yeah, mission playthrough video. It's technically not a trailer. It's just simply mission playthrough.
Well, you know what I mean. Well,
it's industry tactical bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. So we both watched it. We're both kind of about it. My chat and my thought process have come up with the kind of the theory that it's intentionally kind of underwhelming, so that when we actually get to play what they have finally ready to go, that we'll all just have the bar set so low we'll say, oh my god, it's amazing.
That's your chat saying that.
Well, that's yeah, it's my chat saying it. That's right. I kind of want to believe that. It seems like it would make sense from a marketing point of view. Set the bar low, that way you can always exceed it.
Okay. You must be new to this industry, aren't you? That's my fucking response, because last time I checked, Rainbow Six Siege had a very similar tactical radio talk bullshit basically, which clearly doesn't represent the actual game's gameplay in any sort of a meaningful way. Division had exactly the same thing and even worse results than that. And there was this this one game, Pilot. Do you remember the game? You know that got cancelled at this point recently. Yeah, you know the one.
No, just go ahead and get
by BioWare. You know,
what?
Yeah, by BioWare. Right? Yeah?
I'm just gonna let you go.
That Anthem, motherfuckers! Anthem! That one also had a bullshit trailer, which literally just misrepresented everything about it. Well,
this is not what I'm talking about. Those trailers show a game that doesn't actually exist.
Okay? Rainbow Six Siege did, and Division also did.
Hold on. stop. They showed gameplay and tactics and stuff like that that didn't actually exist. Okay, they were overselling. My concept here is that Elite, these guys Frontier may have showed us a pre build that's so underdeveloped from what they have ready to go that they could set the bar so low that when we finally get our hands on it, we'll be like, oh my god, this is amazing. They're underselling so they can they're under promising so that we can be our expectations can be blown away.
Oh, you naive summer child. Let me tell you about this industry then. Right. So, first of all, well, if you follow, relatively speaking, the news and, of course, the broadcasts of Frontier developments, as well as especially the community manager teams announcements, Arthur, right, the community manager lead, did say that he sort of filmed something in about 2 weeks before that particular video came out. So that is assumption that that particular recording is about 2 weeks old. And, well, showing something that doesn't work for underwhelming purposes, frankly speaking, I honestly haven't really heard any of the marketing wannabes for AAA, which Frontier are basically at this point, doing that ever. Like, they polish things as much as they can, and that is a marketing thing to do first and foremost. Never to basically, if you've ever been in marketing, there's good, better, best. There's never even normal.
Okay. Hold on. Would you agree that the tactic that I have laid out here would be clever? It's not a trick question.
From sales point, from a critical point of view, sure, but it's not the critical point of view that they want. They want sales, and when it comes to sales, again, good, better, best. You never show anything that is underwhelming or anything like that, because let's be frank, the way hype trains for basically literally any product goes out that is in the niches that I personally care for is hardware for PCs and games, right? Those two sort of industries I do observe from time to time, and in both of them they always present things only in the good, better, best sort of way. And this brings in, the hype and, basically the pre-orders, sales or whatever else, right? This basically builds the whole hype train, and that is the intention of such exercises and such presentation, if you will. So, yeah, not a single one of the marketing departments that I've observed over time or heard of really ever goes for the underwhelming portion. So through just that route of thinking, I'd highly doubt it, and it would actually be pretty dumb. Because the thing is, right? Odyssey already was launched with a lot of hype, so sort of downplaying the existing hype train is, when it's already on the rails, not a good idea. I mean, then again, we can have something like No Man's Sky, but that's a whole different fucking topic.
I could understand the brewing cynicism around the upcoming Odyssey to be enough to warrant that kind of response of, you know what? They are right. We don't have this done, and a lot of these things we can't get done before they go out to people's hands. But what if we showed this kind of underwhelming thing? We have fixed a number of these issues already. If we show this, and then in a couple of weeks when we release it to everybody, all that stuff is fixed, then we'll look like the heroes. We are. It's the Scotty thing from Star Trek. I'm giving it all she's got, Captain, but you never actually give it all the way. That way you can be the hero at the end of it. You understand this philosophy, right?
That philosophy works if you have an audience that or rather specifically you bank on the audience knowing what you did before. So yeah, or rather didn't do before, or rather what was the state. And let's be frank, most of the let's say people who would be buying, or rather would be potential sales from the outside of the community, right? The new people that they're trying to bring in. The only thing that they're gonna be seeing, is hey, this trailer, it just plainly sucks, and just click away and never really think of let's say a product that had such a buggy, messy, trailer or whatnot else. That's the sales pitch, rather, I would say. So screwing that up is not a great idea, and that's what the trailers and such showcases actually do. And specifically, targeting the whole tactical gameplay showcase of radio talk and all that stuff. It's specifically designed to show off absolute best, this super unrealistic level of just potential gameplay to,
Okay.
literally overhype the shit. It literally is meant for it. So half-assing the overhyping is a failure, rather.
Okay. I mean, ultimately, I know that you're at least partially right. Is that typical marketing strategy means don't release anything bad, and
Not even normal. That good,
I know.
better, best. That's the marketing motto basically for everything.
You are probably very, very, very correct. And obviously, I'm kind of like shooting for almost conspiracy theory-esque thinking here, because obviously I want for it to be really good, and I want to be wrong. I said so in my own little reaction videos that this is not something that I'm looking forward to at the moment. But obviously, I would like to be wrong. I would absolutely love to be wrong here. I'd love for it to come out and be different and everything I didn't know that I wanted. You know what I mean? But
oh, you sweet summer child.
dude, you're gonna need to fucking knock it off with that sweet summer child bullshit. For fuck's sake. Jesus.
Hey, I'm just being realistic, hey? You're going for the outlandish thing. You yourself said, conspiracy theory. I'm just saying, sure.
Fight me. Move on. You know what? I'm going to move on. I'm going to pick the next topic. Ludwig is a Twitch streamer, if you guys didn't know. And obviously, we probably don't share or do a lot of overlapping audiences here. But
usually I don't promote other creators and so on and so forth that are not present and so on and so forth. So it's a relatively rare case. I even personally didn't know what or who he was. So
right.
This is Pilot's topic, okay?
It's my topic. Yeah. I personally wouldn't give a shit one way or the other. I don't know the guy. I don't follow the guy, anything. But I did see that he's up to like 5 days or something like that on a stream. As in he hasn't stopped streaming. And what's happened is he's rigged up a situation where if you sub to him on Twitch, it adds 10 seconds more to the amount of time that he has to stream. And that's not a lot, 10 seconds. Who cares? It's not going to be a big deal. But the internet being the internet has basically pumped him up for days now. So inevitably he keeps going until he passes out, wakes up, looks at the camera, and sees that they've added 27 more hours to the stream. And so he's starting to just kind of like break down and lose it a little bit. And if you go watch him literally right now, he's laying in bed with the camera pointed at him, playing on his phone while his mods run YouTube videos in front of him. And he's just kind of occasionally staring into the camera going, just with this kind of offbeat hatred. And I think that's funny as freaking hell. The man has literally not been able to get off Twitch for days. I think that's hilarious.
My perspective comes in. We did talk about this off camera and off stream before. I was just literally just wondering who the person was. But basically, my thing is I've done or attempted 24-hour streaming. I absolutely just could not get to 24 hours. I just gave up on 22 and a half. So having gone through just that, well, frankly speaking, very, very bad idea, and then, well, just ordeal, if you will. Um, all I have is just complete pity for the guy, or rather, complete
Oh yeah.
just I don't know,
I mean, even
understanding
if
where
he's
he's
laying in
at,
bed
and
doing
it's
nothing.
even worse. I just every time I think of it, it's like, oh, he's just torturing himself, and then the only thing that keeps him going is his credibility. Bravo on it, but yeah,
I mean,
that's
yeah,
really bad.
everyone hits the usual thing with or like, oh, bro, he's just laying in bed, literally making money. It sounds like a great deal to me. No, it's not that. I
It's
mean, yes,
very
that is
stressful, and
true, but
it's actually, yeah, it
the
if you
guy
are a
has
wannabe streamer or whatnot else, just no. I recommend trying doing maybe 12 hours, and then maybe
no,
trying once
don't do
24
12
hours,
hours.
but not more. It's just your health is not worth it. Do multiple
Listen,
sessions, but just take time to rest. Because
listen, listen to what I'm saying. The man literally has 42,000 people watching him at this very moment. Yes, they are watching him lay in bed and do nothing, but he cannot get off. He cannot go back to his regular life. Somebody in chat says he still has 2.7 more days left to go. He is stuck there for thousands of people. That's insane. It doesn't matter how much money is involved. Don't do this.
Well, clearly, yes, that was my message. But yeah, well. So, I mean, it is impressive, truly. Yeah, I've seen people do 48-hour streams and so on and so forth. But for such an event, I honestly would have recommended just taking in shifts with another creator. That's
Yeah.
for charity. Often is done. So hey, there you go. But yeah. Didn't Twitch crack down on sleep streamers last year before? That's a good question. I've never really I don't really know. All I know that well, the original crackdown that they did for Twitch was for the, well, basically tit streamers, right? That whole thing. That was the first crackdown I remember, the big one, right? After that, Pilot, you remember any other ones that properly
No, I don't.
outstanding ones?
I know that since they kind of officially endorsed him though, because
Eh.
for last night that Good Night Ludwig.
Oh,
So it seems like they know what's happening and they're watching it with him. So yeah, that's a
no,
thing.
I mean, things must be taken in sort of measured portions, if you will. There you go. That's the lesson of the day, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that he was already big before he did this anyway.
Oh yeah, that's obvious. Otherwise, I mean, who would watch some random small dude just do 2 minutes of stream? Let's be frank, right? I mean, there are chances, but you basically do this when you're big enough. So yeah, and no, I'm not doing another 24 hours. Just no,
Would never
just
do that
no,
anyway.
no, never. It's so bad. I hated the time. It just no. It wasn't worth it for me, at least. Anyways, well, segueing on to another topic then. Well, let's get with some game news then for the Space Race news, right? So, Doom Eternal, Ancient Gods Part 2 DLC has finally come out, and surprisingly, it came out unceremoniously. A couple of days ago, they released a teaser trailer, and basically just a couple of days ago released a proper trailer just saying that, hey, this DLC, it's coming out tomorrow. Like, without any preemptive sort of build-up, just, hey, there you go. And it's wonderful. So if you looked forward to playing the last part or the second part for the DLC, it's there. It's good. I've almost finished, and it's actually far more, I would say, fair than the first part. The first one was basically just throwing stuff at you, which was not bad, but you kind of felt like there was just not particularly well enough structure to it. So yeah, they've addressed it, and maps are all gorgeous as all hell, and of course, the story conclusion and so on and so forth. So there you go. Oh, and another game news, rapidly, quickly. Payday 3 has finally found a publisher and is slated for 2023 release. So if you are one of the people who liked Payday 2, well, there's something you can look forward to. However, as somebody who actually quite disliked the Payday for basically the sponginess of the gameplay, I mean, I can respect the game well enough, but I don't know. It's one of those games that I don't care. However, it's worth mentioning at the very least.
I was gonna say that since you mentioned you've been playing Doom, was it Ancient Gods 2? Is it fun? Are you having fun?
Ooh, it's always.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
It's challenging. That's the thing. The one thing that I did say in my hypercritical for Doom Eternal was that essentially on even the nightmare difficulty, it was a bit too easy, right? And basically DLC is just more and harder, which is great.
Actually, I was just gonna kind of segue into my thing. You pimp the game you're playing. I've actually we discussed this off screen, but I've been re-rolling Star Sector again because my favorite mod, Diablo Avionics, just came out with a new update, and they replaced all the space stations with their own versions, and they're so freaking badass. And if any of you guys out there are listening, you guys should pick it up too. Star Sector, the Diablo Avionics mod that just came out, and I'm very happy with that too. Talk about unceremonious launches. God, I get no they get no exposure. I'm doing my part.
Mod, right?
I'm exposing
it. Mods usually don't get a big sort of launch unless they
mods should get launches.
There are obviously there are if you're within the community, and Skyrim often gets actually quite the big mods overhauls and what else as a sort of big launch, and then people report on it. Let's see, a few other games as well. I don't remember the last big one, but there was a couple of interesting sort of mods just being piled on, and then sort of people plenty reporting on it. But yeah. Daisy had launches. Oh god, no! Just no, fucking Daisy. God damn it!
Was the Diablo Immortal there? Just straight up dead before.
I think I saw a couple of news about it, but I didn't read into it because it's Diablo Immortal. It's don't you have phones, guys? And all I use my fucking phone is for just checking email and making sure time is correct and where I am, because I'm a topographical idiot, frankly speaking, and fun. There you
go. Do you see the same chat message I do?
I see a lot of chat messages. Which one?
All right. Is it anybody see Morphologist's Odyssey video? Oh man, so bad, so incorrect. So actually, it's really interesting. As both me and Yemex watched it the other day.
I skimmed its first portion. Again, I just don't have the time to watch all the things. Actually, the last good fucking video that I did watch from start to end was that sea shanty parody for Elite Dangerous. If you haven't seen it, it's wonderful, and just
link in the chat.
Yeah, actually, while you talk about it, go for it. I'll find it because it's fucking good.
So, yeah, Morph did not kind of get a lot of things right in that video, but it's nothing too terrible. They're just minor gaffes here and there, and that's perfecally fine.
Yeah, as an outsider of the community, it's acceptable. However, you can argue that for 100 and whatever thousand subscriber base, a media person, you should try to get the facts right of a thing you're not, entirely,
that said,
familiar with.
I realized that while he was talking, he has a completely different perspective than most of us. Because I'll sit here and I'll talk with you.
He has some fresh ideas, indeed.
Yeah. So, I'll sit here and I'll talk with you, or I'll talk with any of the other creators, or I'll talk with any of the usuals in the community, and we can pretty much, in general, agree about 99% of the time about most topics. but he came out. He just had a way of looking at it that we didn't even consider PvP whenever we talk about it. And that was an interesting take.
Often for us, it's basically a given because everything in Elite Dangerous is PvP, right?
Exactly.
Unless, of course, you're playing solo and not engaging with BGS or power play at all. Even then, you are PvPing for exploration date, as a matter of fact. Yes, that is PvP. Who's gonna be the first to give back the data of an undiscovered system, right? Give it, like it or not, that is a form of PvP. Anyways, carry on.
Yeah, that was exactly the point, though, is that he said it's not clear if somebody can, you'll be in PvP and be able to be engaged if you're in the middle of a mission instance. I'm like, dude, no, that's not how this works. But at the same time, it's an interesting thing to consider, is that if you didn't know any better, yeah, you might want to wonder about these type of things. And it's a perspective that I haven't had for a long time.
When you live and breathe something, it's kind of hard to see, the more fresher perspective. That's just how it is.
Exactly. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I'd say, go check it out, and indeed is give him maybe a dressing down for a few things, and maybe a praise for a few other ones.
I like Morph. I like Morph, but I don't always agree with his views. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it.
I mean, barely anyone agrees with me, but hey.
I mean, look what happens when you do. You end up like me.
Meh.
I agree with you, and everyone hates me for it.
Hey, Yamix is always correct. I just present it in a very brash way so that people are inclined not to agree with me and be wrong and just just because they want to
be the
yeah, exactly. There you go. I'm just that great. There you go. But actually, if you're going on with Elite Dangerous again, so developers, if you haven't noticed, have been releasing a couple of pictures of the tools you're going to be seeing in Odyssey as well. And frankly speaking, it's just, it would have been nice to see a few other tool uses than just, the laser cutter, and just the way the handheld xenobiology sampler worked. Oh, and then of course Overloader, right, in the last video, right? There are a couple of other ones. As a matter of fact, that leads us to a bigger topic of what the fuck is xenobiology. It's 9 days till the fucking Odyssey launch, and we still don't know a single fucking thing about xenobiology. What the fuck? Anyways, I just find that rather curious. Oh, well.
Xenobiology is just wait, you play Stellaris. You know damn well what xenobiology is.
I mean, as a game feature within Elite Dangerous and what its purpose is.
Oh, you want to know the mechanic behind it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's
clearly, yeah, I know what xenobiology is supposed to be as a topic. In a wider field of science. This is
Xenobiology is biology that played Xenoblade.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Just no.
That's funny. I like these tools though that they're releasing images of. Like, there's the energy link.
They have singular looks, which is a telltale of a singular artist, if you will. I mean, a laser cutter would have been just. I mean, for fuck's sake, a blowtorch, right? Just a fucking blowtorch. But no, we have to make it in a similar shape and form and look and so on and so forth. That's one thing I've never really liked about a lot of games. That there's one artist and you can feel his influence on literally everything he makes. Be that a tool or item, it's just in a similar sort of fashion. There's just no deviation.
That's how you make a coherent universe, though. If you have too many cooks and then, it's not going to be.
There has to be a certain amount of cohesion, but when things basically look about the same, a bit of variation doesn't hurt. Same style, but.
talk about the tools themselves.
Yeah.
Because personally, I'm with you that the Energy Link and the Arc Cutter probably could have been the same tool. They didn't need to be two different things. And the
No, they have to
profile
somehow
analyzer.
artificially limit your capabilities with spacesuits so that you have to re-engineer the motherfucking things, right?
And it looks like the profile analyzer I would have much preferred if it was built into the helmet.
Like
That
with
said,
SRV, yeah.
the genetic sampler seems like it should reasonably be its own tool. That freaky hand-looking thing, But
Dyson vacuum, yeah, looking thing. Oh, it just looks like a fucking vacuum cleaner, man. Jesus Christ.
Everything at least is obvious what it does, which it is, believe it or not, is something that is not always something that we get, especially with marketing materials or new in-game items or anything like that. It's not always obvious what things do, and there is effort into making something obvious. So, yay, I'm happy for that. Yes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Although, come to think of it, fuck it. At this point it doesn't matter. Fuck it. The tools, the way they look, they're functional. Fine.
I mean, I agree with like 70% of what you were saying. You're gonna give me flack for like the last little bit.
Nah. Don't care enough to really dispute. It's just a picture bunch. But yeah, anyways, moving then on to, let's see, you want to do one of yours, or should we go into the Chungus?
Oh no. Have you been watching Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No.
Why not, man?
I haven't had the time.
We did this dance.
Got shit to do, damn it. Got shit to do. Especially for next week.
Just once, I would like to be able to come into this weekly show that we do, not weekly, and talk about the thing that has literally just happened, and how good it is, and just commiserate with a fellow dork about something.
Right. So basically, the good shit that happens to you usually happens in midday for you. Guess what? I'm fucking sleeping at the time. Damn it. So that's why I see it next day, or well,
you do not have an excuse. You had time to watch that show, and you had the capability and ability.
Oh, I had the capability. I had the ability as well. Yes, my eyeballs work. However, I did not have the time. See, there were some bigger fish to fry, quote unquote. In a couple of times next week, you'll see basically Monday video is going to be great. Just watch it. But regardless, it's plenty of prep work that needs to be done, and not to mention, of course, Hypercritical for Elite Dangerous Part 2 and blah 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 blah.
Blah blah blah. Listen to me. If not this show, then at least What If. What If is my favorite.
Yeah, What If
Marvel.
is interesting. Something that I am personally looking forward. That was literally the only Marvel, roadmap to whatever that I was rather interested about. Because What Ifs are pretty neat. They're just popcorn entertainment of just literally just cases of what if, right? So yeah, it'd be interesting to see at least the variations of that universe.
My favorite comic book series by far. My first comic was the gold and silver foil version of What If Hulk Had Killed Wolverine, and it was so good, and I loved it. And I insist. No. The thing is, when this show comes out, I want you to be able to watch it, and I want to watch it, and then I want to hop onto this Saturday show and gush about it, or rip it to shreds, depending if it sucks. Can you do this?
It's gonna be your initiative, so that'll mean that you're gonna have to herd cats, meaning me.
Why is this so hard to get you to watch something that we're all literally watching?
Hey, I take my time. The only thing that I am constantly looking forward to as a new release is the final season of Attack on Titan and Dr. Stone. There you go. Those two things I just immediately watch. Everything else I see. Oh yeah, good episode. Okay, Work. After work, then watch. If I can be asked. Yeah.
It was fun. It was full of action and adventure and comedy skits that I thought were really funny, along with some very poignant moments. I thought the story was well done. I like what they've done with Bucky. I like what they've done with Sam. I like how they're acknowledging certain elements. And by the end of the episode, I was pretty pissed off on Sam's behalf. But yeah, I think it's done very well. I can't wait for next week's episode. And yeah, I think you should watch it. And if you
Well,
out there
all
are
right
listening,
then. Well, all right then. I mean, technically, if we talk about the whole thing, then that would be a giant bunch of spoilers for people, like me, who don't watch it. So, are you telling me that you right away just want to spoil it for folks?
I literally said nothing that was a spoiler.
Well, sure, yeah, but let's say if I watch it with you, then that basically means that we both know what we're talking about, and that'll lead into deeper discussion, and eventually, mean it or not, we're going to be spoiling stuff, right?
Let's not pretend we both don't have the capability of talking about something. We both know what we're talking about and keeping it away from a third party because we've done it a dozen.
So what then is the point?
It's fun and interesting, and that way when someone else has watched it, they can be in on the joke. And if they haven't watched it, then they go, what are they talking about? Maybe I should watch this show too, which they should.
all right, fine, I'll try. Can't promise too much though. Anyways, then let's get into the big chungus before the end of the space waste for this week. Star Citizen, oh baby, we haven't beaten this horse in a while, have we? So yes, last week, or was it week before, Star Citizen reached a 350 million funding milestone. Not counting the outside 45 million that, was the private investment and so on. So yeah, it's slowly ticking by and still not being developed and released, or even coming close to something that is resembling a half-finished turd on a plate.
Yep.
There you go. So yeah, but yeah, Star Citizen is it's just they're still at the 3.12, I think it was. At least that was the last version that I checked. Literally just mere days before they announced the whole 350. And it's interesting that every time this project literally reaches even 50 million extra mark, it's just getting more and more just a spectacle of just a dumpster fire. I'm just wondering at what point it will implode. It's just can't wait for that day. That or a release, and then that's gonna be a shitfest on its own because you can't fix all of it.
I gotta tell you, man, is that there's when I say there's nothing here, I mean it. I mean, it's the same story that we're talking about for literally years at this point.
It's a bi-yearly, let's look at Star Citizen and just awe at the fact that it still makes money.
No. It's not that. It's not the fact that it still makes money or the fact that it's not released yet. We're both going to have the same argument every single time. There's some cool stuff to do. It looks neat and fun, except there's no actual gameplay and there's nothing to actually do, and it's broken and busted as fuck. The fact that we both agree that the fact that these people are spending real money on this, on ships, on virtual ships, is really dumb because it's outrageous amounts of money.
Not to mention that it's pay to win.
Yeah, technically, I mean, I guess.
Not technically, but it just simply is.
There's no game to win.
That's the thing. When Star Citizen launches, whatever packages you've bought obviously will be given to you right away. So those who haven't bought into any other ship, let's say big Changus, 40 plus people, superliner, destroyer, Death Star, whatever, right? Will be flying around with, Mustang pieces of shit like I do. And let's be frank, even by the bulk of that motherfucking Death Star looking fucking ships, you're just gonna be shitting on small people until they literally get the cash to either defend themselves or somehow, balance against your immediate sort of launch. And not to mention, land claiming is also a part of it, because if you buy, or if you have bought the land claim nonsense, you're gonna have that stick you can plant on a planet, and let's say you are one of the people who want to get a specific point in, let's say, specific planets, well, those that have bought into it will have immediate ability to do so. Thus, that is pay to win. And more.
I mean, it's more advantage, I'll give you that, but it's also not the same system as, you know, like Elite or something like that, where if you know, someone starts off in you know, with a big ship versus a Sidewinder, yeah, then it's unfair, everything like that. I mean, the
Elite
large
actually had that, but anyways, carry on.
well, I mean, the large ships in Star Citizen can't be really flown by one person. You know,
I mean, these days they can. Like it or not, they can. Not a single one of the big ships that I've actually gotten in the free fly weekend cannot be flown by one person. Maintained,
No.
sure, hard, but the fact
I should clarify. I don't mean literally flown. I mean brought into a combat scenario. As in, if you bring the one of the large ones into a combat scenario, you can fire, I think, like 2 or 3 guns on it, but the other 6 need to be manned.
Yeah, they are turreted and so on and so forth. But I mean, I mean, you are the weapon, right? I mean, that is an option.
The small, medium-sized ship, they're going to flank you anyway. It's not that big of an advantage. It's just something pretty.
Unsuspecting pilots might not. You know, that's still combat. Just pick the moment, right?
We're all going to kind of figure it out. It doesn't really matter. The point is that there's...
Also, yeah, you can buy money. I shit you not, you can literally buy fucking in-game money for from Star Citizen themselves, not to mention the fucking eBay garbage people. I'm just saying. Yeah, that also exists. They literally officially sell fucking credits for, well, when it goes live as well. The prices are obscene, but, you know, $5 for 5,000 credits. 5,000 credits is extremely small amount.
Pretty easy to get to.
Yeah.
Mission.
but yeah, that literally $5 for 5,000 credits. Just yeah.
I mean, at this point, I don't have anything to talk about with Star Citizen. We've gone over it so many times.
Oh no, there is one more thing. I mean, that is news, just literally stating a fact. Anyways, there is one more news piece that I can share with you about Star Citizen, and it's that they finally announced another developer helping out, or rather developing stuff for Star Citizen's project for the Theater of War. Those that don't know, Theater of War, basically a 40-man server, you know, as they call it, a Battlefield meets Star Wars style of a gameplay, whereas you first start on the ground, fight through certain objectives, and then get into space as you basically attack a space station. Basically just a multi-stage, just a bigger server. Can you even call 40-player server really a bigger scale? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, the point is, they're basically developing this bigger scale PvP arena and whatnot else. So yeah, we can expect another fucking thing that will be basically useless and broken, like Star Marine and Arena Commander, in who knows when.
Okay. I mean, it just sounds like that.
Yeah. That's literally what it is supposed to be. And you have a topic to close us out on, I think.
Cyberpunk is finally getting its major patch.
Yes.
It's going to fix simultaneously generating cops that come out of nowhere and maybe improve the driving. That sounds
they
fun.
did mention a couple of other things in there as well, but basically the 1.2, I think was the patch called. They did delay, right? At the start of the year, they said that the year started, we want to deliver it, but due to obvious reasons, they couldn't. And now they're finally relatively soon releasing it. However, the problem with something like Cyberpunk and any other game that literally becomes playable after a release, you just can't unwash the stink of a bad launch. And for CD Projekt Red, it was a big stink. And
Mm,
yeah,
Actually, I'll argue that. I don't necessarily think it's a bad game. What's unfortunate and kind of even worse is that I don't care. Is that Cyberpunk is getting a new patch and everything like that? I'm like, okay. I've burned through all the content. There's nothing
that's
left.
the issue with day one patch, not even day one patches, but push it out and we'll fix it later. I mean, Elite Dangerous has plenty of that, and no one uses multicrew or CQC because of those particular things. If you don't make it good the first time, there's very little you can do to actually incentivize the same people who would have looked at it, if let's say it was properly done, to continue using it. But now, because you released it in half-baked version, well, these people who would have normally be interested, they're gone. That's it, and they will not return. And I feel the same sort of lack of tugging for myself. I like the idea of Cyberpunk in general, right? The whole story and so on and so forth, right? It's a CD Projekt Red game, goddammit. And I just, every time I look at fucking Cyberpunk, it's just, oh, it was garbage. And wow, they finally actually made it, what it should have been. Clap right there.
I just look for a reason to come back. That's all.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
If it was,
there's just very little reasoning.
if there was DLC with story and like oh hey, you get to go continue the game after the ending and you get to go play around with what's her name in the net world. Fuck yeah, I'd be there. That I would freaking fire that game up right away. But I just just drive a car around again.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Sure. At one point when I need to benchmark something or test a new rig, because it is a demanding title, yeah, I might load it up, but not because I want to replay it. That's the weirdest thing. Unlike with Deus Ex, which I did compare it well, not maybe constantly, but from time to time, as a immersive sim versus a fake immersive sim, being Cyberpunk. I actually want to go back and replay Deus Ex Human Revolution, because it was interesting and it is playable and it is fun to play through. Cyberpunk, on the other hand, the guns are crap, the UI is broken to this day, and just...
Yeah. Well, hold up. First of all, Deus Ex has its own fucking major
problem. You couldn't believe.
Yeah, let's not poke that bear too hard. Second of all, I liked some of the guns in Cyberpunk. I think the ones you're referring to,
all of them,
were like intentionally gimped, but some of them were quite fun.
All of them.
Oh, whatever, fine. And third, yes, the UI is admittedly annoying.
It's badly coded. The fact that it takes a while to actually refresh the fucking visuals once you have sold enough fucking crap, that already indicates that it is simply not properly coded. That should not happen in any instance. And that's the saddest part that I mentioned in my review.
We should clarify that it is properly coded, it's not properly optimized. That's the thing.
No. Just because it works, it doesn't count as properly. Just no. No, Pile. Just no.
Anything Yamix does like? Money. Actually, you know what? From talking
anything I like. No, I like eclairs. Okay, eclairs is a really wonderful pastry. I like kvass. I like tech.
Literally about to say this. You're ruining the joke.
I know. I was about. I bask in the fact that I ruin jokes. There you go.
You're such a dick.
I know.
I don't think he gives a shit about money, honestly. I really don't. I know that he likes kvass. He likes kvass and eclairs, exactly, and that horse mask. Probably.
No, it's just a tool for comedic purposes. There you go.
Oh, and he likes cookies, chocolate chip cookies.
Oh yeah. I mean, best kind of cookie.
Yeah.
You know.
This is the extent of what I know about my friend here. This is basically it. That was like the entire dossier.
Wow. What a way not to watch my content, you dick.
I know
if
a
you
lot
watched my content, you see, I would have mentioned a couple of things from time to time as I like, you know, or dislike them. Well, mostly dislike them, but I mentioned plenty of things that I do like.
It's terrible anime and old video games. That's the only other thing he likes. Terrible anime.
Okay, Mr. Youngster, then. Very well then. All right. Well, let's see. Do we have any other topics? Don't think so. So I suppose we can end right on this note. Yeah, I did mention the Astartes last week. Yep. Anyways, yep. That's about it. At least on my part.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right then. Well, that's about it for this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the little broadcast or podcast, whatever. And more of these things will be saved, at least on my YouTube channel's public playlist. But all the sort of VODs are unlisted for just simply not spamming my content channel and so on and so forth. So yeah, if you want to watch or rewatch the stuff, there's always that. Yeah, actually, right, before I end, of course, got to say big thanks to the generous peoples. So first things first, Stealthy Elf, thanks for subscribing there for 6 months on the Twitch there, really appreciate it. Plumepack, thanks for the gift sub there as well. And Zippo, well, let's see, did you ever hear of Ready or Not, a $100 game tech demo, realistic SWAT simulator? And that has to be rather old, because I remember there were a couple of sort of tech demos sold as kind of games or faux games early what was it, 2010s, when basically this sort of trend of early access or launch became thing. But no, I don't think it did. Anyways, but instead you can't really speak about it, and the developers revoke your alpha access for no reason, or delay the game and stop communicating with its buyers. Kinda sounds like Hellion. But oh well, no, the Hellion was a different game that the developers also basically just ran away with the money to make another project. But just a thing. But yeah, that's about it. So big thanks to everyone watching. Of course, today with me was the one and only Pilot, or the Pilot. Go check his stuff out on them YouTubes, and sometimes Twitches as well. When he twitches, epileptic shock, sometimes normally, sometimes not. But that's about it for this week. We'll be seeing you then probably next week. And of course, hopefully we'll have something interesting going on for the Odyssey's alpha period as well. I'll personally will try to get the creator roundtable back together in some form or another, but no promises. Anyways, that's about it. Take care and stay safe.
Bye.